Okay, so note that in this question we have unknowns for the coefficient of x of the first equation and coefficient of the y for the second equation. So to solve for x and y, we're gonna get our answer in terms of a and b, not x and y, but a and b. The procedure is exactly the same. The students find these sometimes confusing because of the fact that we don't have regular numbers but have a and b. Started here. Let's call this equation 1. Let's call this equation 2. Alright, so let's try to eliminate the variable y. Okay, and we have 3 here and b here, so we should multiply this by b and this by 3. So let's do that. Equation 1, let's multiply that by b. In equation 2, let's multiply that by 3. Then we get abx minus 3b equals 3, or 3by equals 3b. Equation 2, you get 6x plus 3b, and 3 times 12 is 36. What to do here is to add. Okay, add. If you add, note that this will just cancel out, and we have an abx plus 6x. On the right side we have 3b plus 36. Okay, so it looks confusing, but look, we can collect the x term by factoring out the x. You get ab plus 6. You can actually factor 3 here as well, and you get b plus 12. And finally we can get x in terms of a and b and constants by dividing both sides by this, ab plus 6. Okay, so that's our x. It looks quite still quite very complicated and ugly, but that's the answer for questions like this. Often though, in textbooks and so on, they try to give you arrangement of a and b so that it cancels out, so it becomes something nicer, but the procedure is exactly the same. Now for y, let's plug in the x value in equation 1. Let's call this 3. Let's plug that into equation 1. So we have ax. Instead of x, I'm going to plug in this, what we just found. Okay. Note that every term has 3. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3 to get rid of this 3, and they'll all turn into 1. Okay. Sometimes students do this crossing out, and you get a 0 here. Make sure you don't put a 0. They're all going to equal to 1 here. So we have a b plus 12, ab plus 6 minus y is equal to 3. And all I have to do to isolate y now is to just switch the location of these two. Right, by adding both sides by y and subtracting both sides by 3. And we're done. Okay, so that's my y and this is my x.